To Third Eye Champagne. I'm Kirsten Lason, author and intuitive. I have with me today a guest. This is Angelica Koch. She is my life coach, ladies and gentlemen. She is my life coach, and I have her here today. If you are wondering where you can find her, I'm going to give you a few things here. We're going to take questions in the chat as well, so if you have anything interesting for her, keep it in mind, because we're gonna do a little Q&A. But if you want to find Angelica, there are links in the box for her YouTube. Please go follow her YouTube channel. She is incredibly gifted. I'm going to tell you how I found her. But first, I want to say hello and welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone.
So this is basically, I have to start out with my little story, of course. I don't know what I know what TikTok is for like a few years, right? I know what it is, but every time I'm like, should I get on TikTok? Everybody's like, no, it's just people dancing. So like, this is my idea of TikTok, and every time I'm like, are you sure? Maybe I should be on there. No, it's just kids, just for kids. It's just for little teenagers, and they're just dancing. And I don't know how many people told me this. So finally one day I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try TikTok anyway and just see what's out there. So I'm scrolling around, and you know, when you first get on TikTok, they give you just like random shit, right? They just give you random stuff, and things just kind of come through your feed. Well, I am like very into psychology. I'm very into relationships. I'm very into all that kind of stuff. So this stuff starts to cross my feed, and then I come across this lovely person here, and let me tell you guys, her TikToks are on point. They are on point. If you don't know TikTok, you have, well, now it's 3 minutes, but I think it used to be just 1 minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so you have 1 to 3 minutes basically where you have to get in and out and let people know what you're talking about. And Angelica's TikToks, like I literally hired her because of TikTok. They really just spoke to me, and I was like, you know, I need somebody in my life to kind of help me navigate things and get me through things. And I will tell you, she has been fucking invaluable, absolutely invaluable. I highly recommend her. You can find her on my website at thirdeyechampagne.com. If you go to the collective tab at the top and you find practitioners, she is there. She is one of my trusted practitioners. I do use her services myself. Highly recommend it. So let's talk to Angelica. So I want to know a little bit about you first and foremost. How did you get to where you are? You are, I mean, I'm terming you a life coach and relationship expert. I don't know what you would term yourself, but I happen to believe you are a life coach and relationship expert. So how did you get here?
Well, okay, well, that's a long story, but it actually started when I was at rock bottom, and I didn't have anyone to look up to. I didn't have anyone to kind of be my guide at the time. And I remember just feeling really, really low in my life. And, you know, during that dark time, I ended up putting in a lot of self-work. I decided that I was going to put in that self-work. And when I did that, I decided to become the person that I needed back then. So that's how I got started with, you know, coaching. I went to school for it, and then I continued to do research and learn and grow. And the videos that I post now on TikTok, it's not just coaching. What I do is I take everything I went through in my past, everything I've learned, and I'm just real. I just tell people how it is, and I try to teach them what I learned so that they don't have to go through it for as long as I did, so that they can grow from it, so that they can maybe get out of a bad situation instead of staying in it longer, or identifying gaslighting, identifying red flags, all of those things. I wanted to be that person that someone can look at and be like, wow, she went through it too. She knows what it feels like. It's not just book knowledge, it's experience. It's life. It's just being raw and real and being like, I'm messy, you're messy, we're all imperfect, but here's what I've learned. So that's how this whole thing started and how it was inspired.
Oh, we have a cameo, apparently. Come here, baby. Come here, pup.
Oh, he's such a cutie.
My little menace. There you go, baby. Good boy. Okay, so, and you know, I have to say that really comes through in your TikToks. You can tell. and it comes through in my sessions with you. I can tell that you have been where I have been, and I can tell that you are extremely empathetic towards what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge. I think that's huge. It's actually really hard to find.
Mm.
It's, sir, excuse me. Hi. Can we eat this over here? Come here. Come get it. Come on. Yes, it's yours. I'm giving it to you. It's very exciting. He's like, I'd rather eat the dried flowers, Mom. I'd rather
Oh,
in the house. Good boy. There you go. Isn't that tasty? This is your favorite thing. You love it. Okay. Trying to get back into it here. Enter the king. Exactly. The king has entered the chat. Oh, thank you, Joe, for putting Angelica's channel in the chat. Very much appreciated.
Thank you.
So, you wrote a book called The Asshole Pandemic, and I am obsessed with this title. Tell us about the book. Please tell us how it came about.
So I realized in my 20s, I kept on getting into one toxic relationship after the other. And I was like, my God, is it possible to find happy, healthy relationships? I didn't even think happiness was something that was possible back then, because I was at such rock bottom that I thought happiness was a lie created to give people a false sense of hope. Like, that's how miserable I was. And I pulled myself out of that really, really dark place that I had been in for many, many years. And I found out that you can find happy relationships. You can find healthy relationships. You can find happiness internally. So what I did was I wrote a book called The Asshole Pandemic to help people identify the red flags, to help people understand. I just briefly touch on, but just enough so you can better understand what healthy communication looks like, what healthy relationships looks like. I didn't want to write just a book. I wanted to write a workbook. So you're not just reading it, you're also writing in it. You're learning about yourself as you're going through this book. And I wanted something that was just kind of fun, kind of funny, but also just cutthroat, like, this is toxic, this is healthy. You know, every single one of us struggle with toxic habits. Don't get me wrong, but there's a difference between struggling with toxic habits and someone who doesn't want to change that about themselves, doesn't want to work on themselves, and are stuck in a toxic cycle. So the Asshole Pandemic kind of helps identify, the first section of the book, you know, major toxic cycles that some people are stuck in. So you can identify, ooh, you know, I want to avoid this person, or I want to put up boundaries. It also talks about things that a lot of books don't, like how to have a healthy, casual relationship. Like, is that possible? Yes, it's possible. But there are certain things that you need to know in order to have that. And what does healthy look like within a long-term relationship? So I do cover just a lot of things. It's not that long of a book. I think it's like 200 pages. But what I did, the reason why I made it like that was I wanted a book that doesn't just fluff it up for half the chapter or the whole chapter, and you could have gotten what you got out of just one paragraph. That's all you really would have needed. So that's why what I did was I just condensed all the information that I knew into this book. That way you're constantly learning. Every single page it's learning something new. It's not going around in circles. It's like, let's move forward and progress.
I love that. I love that. So we have I think something really interesting, and I want your opinion on this, because with online dating, which is like, it's been a thing for 20 years now. It's been like a thing. Like, I remember back in the day, you know, like my friend's dad was on Match.com, right? And it was like a brand new thing, and I was like, he met a woman online? Like, what the fuck? Right? And now it's like, this is what everybody does. But
yeah,
it seems like with online dating, there are more jerks than ever, more red flags than ever. It's like, and I'm wondering your opinion on that. I mean, do you think it was always this way, or do you think that online dating has enabled people to display bad behavior?
I think it's both. I think all of us have toxic habits within us, and they're really amplified when you go onto online dating and you're feeling a little vulnerable. Maybe you just got out of a relationship. Maybe you're a little jaded that you've been single for the time period and unable to find someone. Maybe you're happily single and you just have a very low BS tolerance. It, depends on person by person. But I think one thing that it does, that's a little bit on the toxic side, is now we're just swiping through. It's very superficial. It's like, this is how you look like. Do I think you're hot? Yes or no? Okay. Am I going to talk to you? Let me ghost you. So it's one of those, like, there's so much of a selection that you have a tendency just to be like, okay, not you, not you, not you. But at the same time, there is a healthy aspect to that of you're able to weed through people that aren't really wanting to work on their toxic habits, versus if you go to a bar or some other place where you're meeting someone, it would take you a little bit of time to be able to truly figure that out. Number one, figuring out if they're single, and then figuring out, do they have toxic habits that are being worked on or not worked on? What's going on? You can kind of figure that out a little bit quicker when you are stuck to just a conversation online before meeting in person. So there are healthy and toxic aspects.
So, I love this chat. Kristen, so many men online I meet are just getting out of marriage or haven't yet, but plan to, and it's so toxic.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You hammered out why I hate online dating.
I mean, it is a battlefield out there, y'all, whenever it comes to online dating. I'm not even going to play around. And there are a lot of people that even people that are still in a relationship that are just getting bored, and they're like, what else is out there? So like I said, there's a lot of toxicity out there, but there are a lot of good people out there too that are like, I'm working a lot. I don't want to go to a bar to meet someone. I would like to have a long-term relationship. So they do go on online profiles, like create a profile. And those are the ones that you want to find. It's like, you know how there's a lot of trash in the ocean? You got to get through that trash before you find the fish. It's kind of like that.
What would you say are the biggest tips you have for people that are, well, first of all, I have some nuanced questions here, but for people that are online dating, what are your top tips? And I would say if we need to divide it into subcategories, like, well, for straight women, you might want to look for this, or for gay men, you might want to look for that. But what do you have for online daters? Because most people I know fucking hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, most people do hate it. Because there's a lot of frustrations whenever it comes to that. One of the things is, when you're creating your profile in the first place, don't be afraid to just say what you're looking for and be very detailed as possible. If you're not monogamous, that's okay. Put that in your profile. If you are monogamous, that's okay. Put that in your profile. Talk about what you're looking for. If you're looking for something serious, add that. If it's casual, you want to also write out, what kind of a person that you're looking for. And that way, people that don't really match that can just swipe left on you and just be like, nope, not for me. But people that are looking specifically for what you're looking for, that's when they match. You guys start a conversation and just go ahead. And what I want you to do is see if your lives kind of match up. What's really important in relationships is to see if your lives align. Do they want kids? Do they have kids? Do they want marriage? These things are not things that, you need to say at the very first, but you can bring it in pretty quickly just to start weeding out people. Because if you really want kids and you meet someone that really doesn't, don't waste your time. Right. Don't waste your time trying to make it work.
Right.
That's going to be important. And also looking out for red flags, looking out for little things that they say. Sometimes they're just like, here are my flags, and they just say the most toxic thing, and you're like, block. While other times it's kind of a little bit more difficult to see, and you might actually have to go on a date with them before being able to identify those red flags. But if you see the flags, don't be afraid to take a step back.
Okay, so that leads us into the best question ever. What are some red flags that we need to look for? And I would say also, not just with dating, but with people in general, what are our big red flags?
Well, I've noticed recently, it's something that's been happening a lot, but recently there seems to be a little bit of an increased amount of it. People that give compliments that are backhanded. If they think that it's okay to give you a backhanded compliment, that is a red flag that you want to be aware of, because if they think it's okay to insult you, then they're going to do other things too that are in line with that. That it's just not okay. That's not respectful. That's not someone that's going to treat you the way that you deserve. And if someone thinks that it's okay to disrespect you in the beginning, they're going to be extremely disrespectful towards the end.
Right. It'll get worse.
Yeah. Another red flag to look out for, did they just get out of a relationship and are they still hanging on to their ex? So if they just got out of a relationship and they're wanting to hop right back into another relationship and there wasn't that period of time for healing, well, they've got all those unhealed wounds they're about to take into that relationship with you. Is that something that they're working through, or are they using you as a rebound and as a band-aid to make themselves feel better over the fact that their last relationship just ended? So you want to see, a nice little chunk of space, at least 3 to 4 months, preferably more, that they took for themselves for healing. So don't be afraid to ask that. Another red flag is if they don't have kids, if they have kids, that's different. But if they don't have kids, are they friends with their ex, and what is the reason? Because there's some people that stay friends with their ex, not because they're over their ex and they just see them as a friend, which there are some cases where that is, but because they can't let go of their ex wants to move on, they're still hanging on to their ex and they're trying to make their ex jealous by dating someone else, or they're trying to get over their ex by getting with you. So those are a couple red flags that you want to just watch. Another one is someone pressuring you into doing physical activities of the adult nature too early. You don't owe anyone your body at all. And if someone thinks that just because they take you on a date or they start talking to you, that now you owe them sex or anything of that nature, that's a giant red flag. That's someone that wants to use you, not seeing you as a person, but treating you as an object. And that's not okay.
I find it really interesting. I grew up where, like, our APE culture, I want to get YouTube to flag me. So, that was it. I mean, there was it was the culture. It was the culture. And we were very much told over and over and over again as women, as girls, like, well, yeah, if you let a guy do this and then you walk away, you're a tease. If you didn't give it up, you're a tease. I mean, it's so, even now that we are so much better educated, it's so pervasive, this idea that you owe sex to someone. It's kind of wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, because you don't owe that to anyone. And if they think that they can pay their way into that, that's not okay. When someone buys you a meal and says, well, now you owe me sex, they're literally saying you are worth the cost of this meal. That is what your body is worth to me. That's not okay. No, it's different if you guys both go into it and you're like, listen, I want to have a casual relationship. I'm only wanting sex. You're open about it and you're honest about it. That's okay. That's two consensual adults that are going into this knowing what this is for. But if someone wants to go on a date with you and expects that them paying for a meal or buying your drink is going to give it to them, or even slipping into your DMs is going to give it to you, because there are some people that are like, hey, you want a little, something from me? And it's like, no, that's just a disrespectful human being.
Do you guys see why I love her so much? Do you see why I pay this woman to coach my life? I mean, so, all right. So we know red flags in dating. I mean, somewhat. Let's talk red flags in friendships. And I think it's different. I think there are, with women that are friends with women, and men that are friends with men, and then men that are friends with women. I think you have red flags in all, like, three, different red flags for all three of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's cover those. Women that are friends with women, backhanded compliments again. Or if any time that you are around your friends and a cute guy walks up and tries to flirt with you and she turns around and makes you look bad in front of him, oh, honey, that is a toxic friend. That is not even worth your time, because that is not okay. That girl needs to be hyping you up, being like, yeah, she's sexy. Give the number, like, be that person that just, pumps you up, makes you look, even better, not tries to put you down because they're jealous because a man's giving attention to you and not the other person. So That's a red flag. Talking about you behind your back, that's another red flag. That goes for all genders. So being, someone that tells your secrets, that's another one. If you confide in another person and next thing you know, you're hearing it out of someone else's mouth, that person has just showed you that they are not deserving of your trust or what goes on in your life. They're literally showing you that through their actions. And when it comes to that, it's important to treat a friendship like you would a relationship. Talk to that person. Let them know, hey, I felt really betrayed when you did that. I told you in confidence, and that's not something that I want in my life. Try to work through it with them because maybe they had a slip up. Maybe they got a little drunk and then, had that. Maybe there's some sort of reason, not an excuse, but a reason, an explanation, and they're willing to no longer do that. But at the same time, that shouldn't happen. So
I am 100% guilty of that. I am out myself right now. You get a couple of glasses in me, and and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I just, oh shit, I shouldn't have told them that. And then I'm like, you can't tell anybody, I mean, it's awful. And I don't do it a lot, but I've done it a few times in my life. And I always feel terrible about it. And then I see, so this is like on the other end of it. And then I'm like, do I go and tell so-and-so that I got wasted? And literally sometimes shit just would pop out of my mouth. I don't do it much anymore because I'm older and wiser and I don't, I forget things now. So it's better. But like, I literally would have those moments where I would go, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. Do I need to go tell that person that I told so-and-so on accident? I mean, my sister used to call me fat mouth because you would get a little bit of booze in me and ask me a question and I'd be like, oh, well, it's because, and then it was like, halfway out of my mouth and I went, oh my God, shut up, but it's already out of your mouth.
Yeah.
I had a problem with that, especially in my 20s. I had a real problem with that. And it finally sunk in, like, at this point in my life now, if anybody asks me personal questions about anything at all, and I've had a glass, I'm like, what's over there? Isn't this an interesting movie that we just saw? You know what I mean? Like, but I have been that person. I've been that person where it just pops out.
But let's be real, who hasn't?
Yeah, I think everybody has.
All have. Like, no one is perfect or free from that. That's why it's important to talk to your friend. If you hear this other person say it, and you talk to them and they're like, I was really ashamed and I got drunk. I'm sorry. I don't want to do that to you again. I know I broke your trust. That is different. That's so different than someone that's like, they listen in and then they turn around. They're like, you won't believe what she said.
Oh yeah.
So those are like two very different things. One is more of a like, oops, shouldn't have drank that extra sip of wine because I just told your secret. And I mean, like I said, I think we all have done that. Like, I didn't mean to. And then it's like one of those like, oops moments. But, that's why it's important to recognize where your struggle is and then work on improving that, which it sounds like you've done that. Worked on improving yourself. And I know I have, like, I put in a lot of work to make sure that I wasn't doing that because, I was a lightweight back in the day.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm still a lightweight. So yeah, a really interesting thing I've been noticing, like, there's a huge community on TikTok, which I'm so not active on my TikTok. I know, slacking, but where people are really talking about toxic masculinity and relationships between men, specifically straight men.
Yeah.
And how toxic and how fucked up they can be.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? I'm so curious to know.
Oh God, yeah. I will tell you. Okay, so toxic masculinity, especially guys, like friends between two men, they tell each other, suck it up. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't cry about it. Man up. Things like that. You're pretty much telling that person not to be human, not to have human emotions. You're making them feel ashamed for feeling the way that they're feeling. Men have emotions and feelings just like women have emotions and feelings, because emotions and feelings are not gender-based. They are human. And it's okay to feel hurt or sad or lonely or depressed. It's okay to cry, but it's not okay to shame someone because they're doing it. And in a lot of friendships between two men, you see that. You see one person shaming the other person, or encouraging the other person to cheat because it's, manly or whatever, or telling the person to disrespect their woman so that she will respect them. And that's not how you gain respect, through disrespect. That's how you create a very toxic environment. That's how you start to become more abusive towards other people, when you start to put them down, to put them in their place.
Yeah. It's funny because generationally, so my little brother is 30 something.
Mhm.
He's in his early 30s, 31, 32.
Yeah.
And my male friends are anywhere from 40 to 53. So I have I have this perspective of, these two different generations. And I will say my brother and his friends are so much different.
Yeah.
Than the older generation. I mean, like they will cry in front of each other. And then my nephew, he's 18, 19, somewhere in there. But I don't remember people's ages. It's fine. But and it's like him and his friends are some of the most well-rounded male identifying people I know.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I know. And I feel like I'm watching it. And I don't know if I want to know your thoughts on this if you have this experience, but I feel like I'm watching generations heal.
Yes. Yes. I love seeing, especially Gen Z. I have so much respect for Gen Z.
Oh, I love them.
Oh, they are amazing. Oh, the power, the passion, the fire. I love Gen Z. And I love what they're doing and how open they are and how loving. But I do see that too, how, if we're looking all the way down into the years going, you have the baby boomers, you have Gen X, you have millennials, you have Gen Z, you have, all these, we're healing little by little, but each one is so different from the other. I know me as a millennial, I'm more like peace, love, and avocado toast, that's how I'm like. And then you have these fireball Gen Zs that are just, oh, screw your avocado toast and peace. We're going to make some change. So they're like rolling up their sleeves, ready to fight someone. But also there's so much love and acceptance within that.
I know. It's funny because I know men that will not be friends with women. They have no female friends. And I feel like that's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
Right. The only woman I need in my life is my wife or my girlfriend or my mistress. And that's it. No. And to me, and it's so in that older generation, it is so accepted. It is so accepted. Like, well, no, of course you shouldn't be friends with women. Of course you shouldn't. The only person you should talk to on the phone is your wife or girlfriend. I mean, and this is all straight guys, obviously. Mm-hmm. Well, I shouldn't say all straight, but mostly straight. I don't know. I find it shocking. And I like, where did they get this idea that you can only have male friends?
Well, if we look at where they're coming from, remember back in the 90s, and it even crosses to today. But I just remember there was this huge thing of, you can't be friends with the opposite sex because they'll want to have sex with you.
Oh, When Harry Met Sally, sure.
Yeah. So it's one of those, mindsets. It was really prevalent back then. It still is now. But the overall belief of, if a man wants to be friends with a woman, or, a woman wants to be friends with a man, vice versa, or really any gender, because I do want to be inclusive to all genders.
Right, exactly.
That there is some sort of a hidden agenda. Like if a woman, is like, ooh, that person's cute, then they want to befriend that person so that they can break apart the relationship. And then with the men, oh, she's attractive or they're attractive, and they're trying to infiltrate through a friend, like acting as if they were a friend, but with ulterior motives, just waiting for their opportunity to pounce. So it's that mindset. But, one thing I love about Germany in particular, my family's from Germany, my mother's side, is that it doesn't seem, and I could be wrong on this, but from my impression of, whenever I go over there, men can be friends with women and there's no motive behind there. It's just, it seems like it's more with us that we have that kind of stiffer mentality. A lot of people have grown out of that, no longer believe that. So that's really a beautiful thing. But truly there is the ability of people of, different genders to be able to be friends with each other and it mean nothing more than friendship. And that person would be like, you're crazy if it comes to the whole sexual aspect of things. Like, no, they don't want to ruin that because that friendship matters so much to them.
Right. I love this. Christopher Austin, about 70% of my friends are female. I'll own it. Just grew up around them. And I'm grateful for it. I love that. And I think it's really interesting because gender fluidity, I didn't have that growing up, right? That didn't exist. You were male, you were female, you were bisexual, you were gay. That was it. Mm-hmm. That's all you had. Yeah. And I'm very curious to see how the idea of non-binary and gender fluidity influences everybody going forward. Because these paradigms that we're talking about, with I can't be friends with women, or I have to please my man, or I owe this man sex, or this man, or he believes, this man believes this woman owes him all that. I mean, I think a lot of that stuff is going to break down once we get more into this idea of gender is a construct and it's not fucking real. Yeah. Because we're so locked into it. We're still so locked into it, and I think it's the new frontier to not be locked into it.
And I love that. What I love about this is that we are allowing people to just be who they are.
Exactly.
Who they want to identify with. If it's not causing harm, who gives a damn?
Exactly.
It's not hurting you. It's not hurting me. Let them be who they want to be. And let's respect that. Let's respect that person and support them in their journey, their path of happiness. What's wrong with being true to yourself? What's wrong with just being happy? Maybe it's not something that we identify with, but our way is not the only way. Our path, what's right for us, like I'm a cis female, that's not the only path,
Right.
And just because someone identifies as something different, that doesn't make it wrong. It makes it different. So it's important that we're accepting to everyone, unless they're causing harm. That's different. Mm-hmm. But accepting to everyone who's just trying to live their life and be themselves and express and just, it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful to see it.
It really is. It's actually a very exciting time to be here and witness this, everything that's going on, because it is, we don't really notice it. I mean, when you look at it as a whole, it's really revolutionary what's happening with sex and gender and dating and all of this stuff. This shit is getting flipped on its ear, and I think because I work with you, on a personal level, I think you're at the forefront of this revolution, of this new world. I really do. I otherwise I wouldn't have had you on the show, but I wouldn't work with you, but you really are. You are one of those people that is just poised on the cusp of the whole thing. Yeah, you're amazing. She's amazing. So guys, I'm gonna let her go in a little bit because I'm gonna read on midterms and stuff, and I promised I would only keep her about 40 minutes. But I do want to let you guys know once again, you can subscribe to her channel. Please do. She is on YouTube. I know I've made a lot of reference to TikTok, but she's also on YouTube. You're also on Instagram at Nerdy Traveling Writer. Mm-hmm. That's your tag everywhere, right?
It is. It's pretty consistent. Nerdy Traveling Writer. It's just,
right.
Yeah.
Right. And then I would love to have you come back and just discuss more things, because I feel like, well, first of all, I know we're not doing psychic stuff, which everybody's like, what's going on here? They're not doing psychic things. But I like to mix it up, you guys. I like to do different things. And I like to introduce you to people who I think are excellent in their capacity, in their jobs, in what they're doing, in their purpose in the world. And this is one of those people. So you can find her information in the box. You guys can pop it in the chat. Author of The Asshole Pandemic. Yes, I love it. And you can find that on Amazon, yeah?
Yeah, you can find that.
Okay. So before we go, I have one more question. And this is this is the big thing these days. Mm-hmm. Narcissist. It's like the buzzword. It is the buzzword. You just hear it everywhere, and everyone's a narcissist now. And if you have a bad date, the guy was a narcissist or the person was a narcissist. Like, what are your thoughts on this? Like, do you feel like it's like almost like a trendy thing?
I think it's something that's definitely being talked about more, but not understood the way it needs to be understood.
Totally agree.
So
Oh my God, go. I'm so excited. Okay.
someone that's a narcissist, like truly a narcissist, can only really be diagnosed by a licensed professional. And with that being said, narcissism is a personality disorder.
Mhm.
And that's very different from narcissistic tendencies. I can't tell you how many people I have had just look at me and be like, I think I'm a narcissist because I fit these tendencies. We all do. There's some, if you look at narcissism and go down and are really honest with yourself, you're going to fit at least one of them. Every single one of us in here will fit at least one of those tendencies because, it's not just an overall selfishness. It's also just, there's certain traits that we all have, right? But that doesn't make everyone a narcissist. And there are a lot of narcissists out there, don't get me wrong, but the personality disorder, that's a whole nother thing, right? So someone that has toxic habits that are reflectant of narcissism, they can change. They can work on themselves. They can better those toxic habits. There's a reason why. Someone who has narcissistic personality disorder, you're not going to change.
Right.
Is no changing for them. They can go to therapy, they can do all the things. They're still going to be a narcissist at the end of the day because it is a personality disorder. So, yeah, is it trendier to do that? Yes, it is. But at the same time, I'm glad that it's being spoken about more because people who are truly in narcissistic, abusive relationships, they're now able to be like, oh my God, I see the cycle. And they're able to get out of it knowing this will never stop. They won't change. The pain of the abuse will continue, and it'll just happen over and over and over again as it's slowly destroying them. So I am grateful that even though right now, yes, it's a buzzword and everything's narcissist and whatever, I am grateful that there's more awareness about it and it's not so hidden so that people don't know what's happening when they are trapped inside of that kind of a relationship.
I love that. You're a really good interview, by the way. You're just I could talk to you for hours. I really could. Okay, so before we go, I'm going to put you on the spot. What is the number one thing? I'm going to ask you two questions.
Okay.
What is the number one thing you want people to know about you and your business, your services? What is the number one thing you want people to walk away with? One piece of advice, one piece of knowledge, one piece of wisdom for everyone in the chat.
Okay, one piece of advice is be true to yourself, be honest with yourself, and it's important to constantly work on growth and becoming the best version of yourself. But it's also okay to rest. You don't have to constantly become this idealized version and don't reach for perfection because you'll never attain it. Show yourself grace, but put in the work. That's important because we all have toxic traits that we got to work through because, people are assholes, let's be real, and they can cause damage. And then we have to heal from that. And we don't want to cause damage to others because someone hurt us. So with regards to coaching, one thing to pull away is, I really don't know. That's a great question. I would have to say, how about platform? I'll go with platform. When you're on my platform, I want everyone to know that when I speak to you, most of the time, it's not coming from like, this is by the book and professional. It's coming from a place of genuine care and love. So when I look at someone and I'm like, I know what this is like, I do mean that because I've experienced it. So when you're on my platforms and you're looking through the videos, I want people to know that I know what it feels like. I know how hard it is. I know how much it hurts. And my platform is there to help you through these times, to help you get through these hard relationships, get through the difficult feelings, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I do talk about things that there are a lot of people that kind of stray away from, like feeling numb, feeling like you can't love anymore after abuse and stuff like that. I talk about that because as a survivor of abuse, I went through it too. So I let people know things that I did that helped me, and that way it could hopefully help you too. And then I guess with the coaching aspect, if you're ever interested in, my coaching services, I always have a link in my bio that you can go to, and then you'll see like the different sessions that you could just choose one and book yourself on my calendar. So
I'm going to tell you guys, thank you so much, Angelica, for being here. I very much appreciate it. And I very much appreciate you just being in my life and helping me with my stuff. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Angelica has helped me organize my life in ways that I would not have been able to do alone. So, we talked a lot about relationships and people stuff today, but she's also really, really good at the practical shit. Like, she will sit down and help me make a list. I mean, I meet with her twice a month, I think. And it's like, we will sit and she'll help me make the list. She'll help me put things in order. She'll help me organize my mind. She'll help me organize my brain. With, PTSD, I have some gnarly brain fog sometimes. So for me to have somebody to just go to and they're organized and then they can help me get organized, it's huge. So I know that we did focus a lot on the relationship stuff, but I want you to know that when I say life coach, it's real. I mean, she will literally help you organize your life. So I'm going to try to put the dog down so I can say goodbye. Yeah. He's got this new thing where he's like 15 pounds now. He wants to get in my lap constantly when I sit at this desk. I can sit in another chair in the house, doesn't give a shit. I sit down at this desk, right? And I'm trying to read cards because this is where I, do that.
Yeah.
Let me get up in your lap. So I've got this, you can see I've got this beast over here. Let me see if he'll go on the bed before I say goodbye. Oh, good boy. Oh, you're so handsome. There you go. There you go. Eat that up. There you go, pal. Okay. All right. Angelica, thank you so much for being here. I very much appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, Christopher, I love this. Christopher says, Angelica saved my life, truly taught me compassion. It's amazing and life-changing. I completely agree with you. I think she's really gifted, and I'm very happy to be able to introduce her to you guys. So having said that, Miss Lady, thank you so much for being here. I will see you in our next session. And if you guys want her to come back, and I'm sure you will, throw out some topics, some discussion stuff, and we can do that. Make sure you're going and giving her a follow on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Do you have a Twitter?
I do, but I never use it. It's not even worth following, to be honest.
Don't follow her on Twitter.
You don't follow me on Twitter. Everything else, yes, but not Twitter.
At Nerdy Traveling Writer. She is amazing. If you want to book with her, you can find her on my website, thirdeyechampagne.com, under practitioners. You can also find her at her website, which is
coachingbyangelicakoch.com.
Love it. Beautiful. All right. Thank you, my friends.
Thank you.
And goodbye.
Bye.
All right. Let's see if I can kick her off the stream because I don't know how to do this.
I think it's this. Hold on.
Are you doing so? Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, friends. Let's do a little card reading. Thanks for being here. I'm so glad I was able to introduce her to you. She is so gifted. So what do y'all want to read on? And don't just throw me serious shit. We need to have some levity here. We need some light stuff. But what do y'all want to read on? That eclipse was a bitch, huh? That eclipse was a real bitch. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for being with me. If you are new here, I am Kirsten Langston, author and intuitive. You are watching Third Eye Champagne, and it would be great if you subscribed to my channel. You can find Third Eye Champagne everywhere, and I mostly do the psychic stuff, and it's really fucking fun. So, it's funny because life coaching and tarot, it's like tarot coaching kind of in a way, right? It really, it dovetails. So, but it's interesting to work with Angelica because I've been so used to working with other readers, and then I get somebody that's very practical and very grounded, but she's really, damn you, come back over here. she's really like, I'm like, oh, my card said this, and she'll be like, okay, let's talk about it. So it's she's fucking cool. Aaron Carter. Ooh, honey, that's gnarly. Yeah, let's take a peek at Aaron Carter. You hear this dog drinking water? Oh, you like that? Thank you. Yeah, I put my desk in front of the window now, so I'm getting much better light. I don't know if you can tell. And one of the reasons I had it on the other wall was because I had a big ass light. So I needed the space to put this huge light for the lighting. And now I am using this little light. Don't you want to chew on this thing that you love so much instead of eating dried flowers, the king? He wants to get back in my lap. You little bastard. Sweetie, mommy's working. Mommy's working. You can sit and be a good boy. You can sit in my lap. Hi. The king has entered the check. Hey, sweetie. I know. He's got all over me here. Let's look at Aaron Carter. Do you want to look at Aaron Carter? No. Hi. I know. I love you. Oh, you're very bitey. Hi. Do you need to chew on this thing? I think you do, but I don't know why you have to do it in my lap. I'm not going to hold it for you. You have to hold it. You're falling off the fucking chair. You're too big for this. You know that? All right. Hold that stick and don't drop it. I'm not going to pick it up if you drop it. It's literally like having a 2-year-old here. Okay. Sweetie, this is got to be in my lap. He really got me on the chin. Good. I don't think I'm bleeding now. Aaron Carter carrying the burden. Oh, sweetie. Did he have problems with his dad, I wonder? I told you I wasn't going to pick it up and I lied. Here, chew on it. Eat it up. I don't know why you have to sit in my lap, though. This fucking dog. I do wonder about addiction issues. I do wonder about, the devil's on the poor guy. The devil's on him. Father at the root of the reading, which is interesting for me. Carter is here carrying the burden. He's, this poor guy. I think he was doing his best. I really would like you to sit in your bed, sweetie. Come on, we can work this. Come here. Sit right there. Eat your nubbins. Be a good boy. Good boy. Okay. I think he was trying to heal. I think Aaron Carter was trying to heal. It's because I'm warm. Maybe that's it. Oh, Musk and Twitter. Yeah, we'll look at that. I do think he was trying to heal. I feel bad for the guy. I really feel bad for him. It's just rough. And the tragedy is here. The tower is here. The tragedy is here. It's just really, really rough. I don't want to go too much into it. He's very recently passed, so I kind of want to let that spirit rest. But he spent all the money. He made a lot of money as a child star, but his parents never set up the proper account for him, and spent all the money. God, that's sad. Poor guy. There's a lot of rough energy around his passing. I want to say this person was doing his best. Do you know what I mean? I know there were issues, right? A lot of issues, problems. But at the time that he passed over, he was doing his best. And this obviously wasn't an intentional death. Do you guys just love Angelica? Do you just adore her? Isn't she the best? I just it's so funny because she's been coaching me for a while now. And I was just randomly, I was like, you should come on my show. And she very graciously did. Oh, Hey, I have news about the website. Also, this is like a fucking nightmare. So, website interlude. The guy Hascape found a great person to fix my website. Thank you again, Hascape. And he said, "Yep, I can get it all fixed. It'll be a couple of weeks, no problem." And then he gets back to me and he says, "The code is so badly written, I don't believe the site can be fixed, and you're going to have to go get a brand new website. You have to build a new one from the ground up." Now, this happened on the day of the eclipse, so I was a mess. I was devastated. No, I didn't move. I was absolutely devastated. So I had to remind myself this is only one person's opinion, and maybe I can find somebody that will fix it. But just getting that news was just devastating, absolutely devastating. So yeah, I basically paid $22,000. I worked my ass off to raise that money. That is your money. That's the reason it was named the collective, for God's sake. For something that is, she completely swindled me. She completely swindled me. And I still can't get a hold of her. So again, maybe I can find somebody to fix it. It's not broken. I mean, I don't want to give anybody the impression that it doesn't work. It works. It just doesn't work the way that I want it to. And there are more problems on the back end, on my end, than there are on your end. So there's just a few things. That's the other thing I don't get too. It's like there's a few things that need to be fixed that she could just fix, and instead she just has disappeared. So anyway, it's an ongoing saga. Thank you so much. Thank you, Catherine. You're here and you understand. Thank you, everybody. So I'm looking for another web designer, somebody that's, if you guys know anybody, if you can throw some names out to me, if you can email it to me, that would be great. I really don't want to build a new website. I can't. The idea of, and I apparently I overpaid for this thing now that it's just a mess. So anyway, that's what's going on there. And looking at, so I'm going back to Aaron Carter. This is just rough. I don't want to read on Aaron Carter anymore. I'm looking at these cards like, this is just rough. This poor guy. I want to say he did the best he could. Your skin looks great if that helps. Well, thank you. I think he did the best he could. All right, well, let's look at Elon Musk and Twitter and see what's going on with Twitter. So it's interesting talking about midterms. My cards were on point. The flip-flop, well, they didn't really flip-flop, but it was like, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. I kept saying if the Dems can pull it off, it's going to be really, it'll be by a very slim margin. It's going to be neck and neck. The cards were legit as always. All right, so let's look at Musk and Twitter. Take a peek there. By the way, next week is my birthday, so I am not going to be available next week. Members will be getting a recorded reading, a recorded Q&D, so there will be no live stream, and there will be no email readings. So sit tight. If you've already requested one and you paid for it, you're going to get it. But I'm taking next week off, honey. Next week off. Yeah, what a rough eclipse. Oh, thanks, guys. Good boy, the king. Ha! Elon Musk doesn't give a shit. Ooh, honey. I think he's going to run this thing into the ground. He wants to turn a profit here, but he's his own worst enemy, Elon Musk. He's going to run this fucking thing into the ground. The devil vibes are here. He is going to run this thing into the fucking ground. Wow. And it's like he's asleep at the wheel. This is really weird. It's really weird. I mean, it's like he doesn't care about it. It's like he's going to pick it up and play with it for a minute and then throw it away. I wouldn't be surprised if he sold it. He doesn't really know what he wants to do with it. He's going to fuck it up. He's going to fuck it up like he fucked up Tesla. He's just going to fuck it up. So let's see what we, the Twitter users, Twitter should have let him back out. It was not smart. He wanted to back out. They should have just let him. And, I don't know if you all notice with yours, but I like every single, like I see 2 tweets and an ad and then 2 tweets and an ad. Like it's just ads. My Twitter is all ads now. So user experience on Twitter. Let's see how that's going to change. I mean, it already has kind of changed a bit. He tweeted his employees at 2:30 a.m. to say that bankruptcy potential is real. Oh, God. His entire fortune is built on blood emeralds. I mean, he's a poser. Do we use that word anymore? It's so 90s. Do we use that word anymore? He's a fucking poser. All right, Twitter user experience. It's going to be uneven. It's going to be uneven. Oh, yeah, baby. So the eclipse eclipsed Twitter. Twitter, as you know it, is fucking dead. Dead and gone. We're done. As far as user experience goes, we're done. Oh, God. And women, listen, if you are a female, you identify as female on Twitter, you better watch your, oh, over here, it's always backwards. Watch your fucking ass. Watch your ass, because this is not good. It's going to be probably incel fucking party over there. What are you doing, Punky? Do you have to pee? Oh, God. Twitter user experience. It's all the bad things. It's all the bad things. Good Lord. Let's see if the king needs a potty break, I think. So I'm going to be right back. Come on, Kingo. I know you can't wait. I know you can't wait. I know. Let's go potty. We're going to work. We gotta go to work, Kingo. Good boy. This is my new best friend. My new best friend. Yeah, Twitter is done for. Twitter is done for. I appreciate your patience with the new puppy situation. A little bit of a change here. Though it's not much different from, early days with my elderly dog. He still requires, a lot of time and attention. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. You go eat that. Yeah, there were a ton of bot accounts. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Oh, I'm home alone right now. So it's just me and the Kang. Me and the Kango. Okay, you guys want with a replacement to Twitter? Not anytime soon. What else do you guys want to look at? Y'all mentioned somebody else, didn't you? Well, let's take a peek at the US midterms. Let's just see the aftermath. You know, Sex in the Tarot class comes out tomorrow at 7 p.m. You'll be able to purchase it one by one, or you will be able to purchase it all at once on Vimeo. Can we see the puppy? You missed it. He was in my lap. I don't want to disturb him now. Let him eat this damn almond butter. But you're going to love this class. You're going to love the Sex in the Tarot. Can I just tell you, it's, first of all, it's hot and sexy. Second of all, it's going to improve your sex life. Third of all, it's going to help you weed out bad sexual partners. Yeah, I went on an hour early today to have my life coach Angelica on. And I can't stay terribly late today because I have an appointment. But all right, midterm aftermath. I highly recommend you take my Sex in the Tarot or regular tarot class first. If you don't, know anything about tarot, take the beginner class first. But because I jump right into it, I'm not going to teach you how to read tarot in that class. It's literally what are the meanings of the cards. We are going to be doing a Sex and the Tarot special. So you guys are going to be able to email me questions, personal questions, if you like. And I will read for you. It will be live. It will be public. I won't use names. If you give me, we'll do aliases. But we're going to be launching this after my birthday, after next week. Hello, hair. We're going to be launching it. It starts Friday. You can buy it tomorrow by 7 p.m. PST. But we're going to do a big launch probably the week of Thanksgiving. It's so good. And I give so many good sex tips. You're going to be having better sex after this class. 100% hands down. Okay, so midterms. As always, what do we see here? We see the money. We see the money, the money, the money, the money, the money, the money. We're headed towards, of course, naturally, we're headed towards delays. We're headed towards things aren't happening. I mean, it's gridlock. Listen, they're going to get the House. I don't think the Republicans, they're going to get the House. I don't think they're going to get the Senate. It's interesting. Stacey Abrams seemed to have lost by a lot from what I was looking at online the other day. I was like, that's interesting because I really felt like she had a good shot. Same thing with O'Rourke, and he seemed to have lost by quite a bit. But maybe those are old numbers. I don't know. Show me the House. Show me the vibes in the House. You better not hope. I mean, honestly, ooh, honey. I'm getting some ugly. I told you this election was going to have funky vibes, y'all. I'm getting some funky vibes here with the House stuff, just so you know. My lipstick color, it's Revlon, but I don't know the name of the color. It's cheapy. It's not like a crazy expensive lipstick. It's like a drugstore lipstick. Okay, so the House, the Tower. Nothing's going to happen. Literally nothing is going to happen. It's gridlock. It's total gridlock. And there's something here about money. So it makes me wonder about the budget. It makes me wonder about aid to Ukraine. It makes me wonder about where the money is going. Ooh, it's ugly. They're just going to kill everything that comes their way. They're just going to kill. I mean, this is it. Hi. Oh, did you hear your Publix call? You need to nap. I don't know why you're not asleep. I don't know why you're not asleep, Punky. Say hello. Hello, the king. Hello, go boy. why is there money here, I wonder? I mean, it's just lots of fighting. Like, it's the usual shit. It's the usual shit. Oh, are they going to try to impeach Biden? No, I don't think so. I don't see it at all. Oh my goodness, King O. You can't read cards. You didn't take the class. All right, loves. You want to go to sleep, maybe? Like, no, I want to eat that almond butter you have sitting on your desk, man. Did you eat it all? Dude, there's stuff in there. I'm gonna give you some more. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, because you're being a brat. Don't fall. All right. Yes, down you go. No, I don't think they're gonna impeach Biden. I do not. Don't see that at all. So if you saw the Halloween drug tarot for members, Padre Pio comes through. It wasn't drug tarot. It was a Halloween seance. Padre Pio came through and basically said, like, I needed to super trance out more and do stuff when I'm really tranced out, predictions and whatnot. So I gave it a shot yesterday. I recorded it, and it's going to be up on the members' website. I haven't quite decided how to release it yet. I might do it in sections, but whoa, is it weird. I haven't watched it in playback yet, but there were times where I don't know if I fell asleep or if I was just so out of it, I didn't know what was going on. I have to go back and watch it, but because internally I was like, I'm asleep. I need to wake up. Like, I just fell asleep on camera. But when I would quote unquote wake up, I would be in the middle of talking. It's really fucking weird. So I need some time to go back and watch it. But hopefully we can do some more of those because it's really interesting. Show me the Senate. I don't think they're going to get the Senate. I don't think Republicans are going to get it. Yeah, I just see nothing happening. I just see nothing happening. And what really is coming through, again, is the advancement of this right-wing Christian Trumpist agenda. I know people got really upset with me because I released that ad for the special that I did. They didn't like that ad. But it's the truth. And when I read on the Republican Party, that is what is coming through to me. I think eventually they're probably going to nationalize outlawed abortions if they get the shot. And I think they're going to get a shot in 2024. I think 2024 is on the hook. Yeah, it's gridlock. It's gridlock. I just don't see anything happening here. It's chaos. It's gridlock. Nobody's moving. Nobody's moving here. You know what? The sweater, I'll show you. It's not actually that cozy. It's slit up the side. It's slit. So there's like, yeah. Yeah, it's actually super breezy. What can you tell me about what's next for the U.S.? Did you see that Trump was going to announce he was running, and now he's like, maybe I'll wait. And he blames Melania. He blamed Melania for Dr. Oz. Did you see this? He was like, yeah, that was Melania's fault. Like, what? Show me what's next for the U.S. I'll tell you, psychically speaking, this election was not easy to read on. And I don't mean like it was hard. It was painful for me. I mean, it was hard for me to get information. It wasn't easy. And I knew it was going to be a battle. I knew it was going to be a fight. We really do need to keep an eye on this right-wing Christian agenda. I'm dead serious. I know nobody's really talking about it right now. It's a huge threat. And I'm telling you this psychically. It's a huge threat. Oh, there's Trump. We're in for some big changes, U.S. Wake up call is here. Death and the world card. Hello. We're in for some big changes coming up. as far as the landscape goes. Trump is hovering over here. There's money problems. Y'all watch your money. There's money problems, honey. Oh, yeah, there's money issues. It seems like things sort of turn out okay. Listen, we're going to get spring 23 is better as far as the money stuff goes. I know a lot of people are hurting. Will not say we're in a recession. I've been telling you we're in a recession for months now, and we are. I know clients are getting laid off. I know everybody I know is having money problems. We turn a corner in the spring of 23. He just fell asleep. Like he just passed the fuck out, this dog. Yeah, we turn a corner in spring of 23, but it's going to be rough, economically speaking. Politically speaking, the landscape is changing. So what we've been dealing with in the U.S., politically speaking, with just kind of, it's been pretty chill with Biden. I mean, I think it's been pretty chill. It hasn't been cray-cray. You're going to see the cray-cray. There is stuff that is coming that is just like, oh no, here we go. Like, it's just good. I'm telling you, the cray-cray is coming. I told you this before. I'm telling you this again. Finger is going. They say that not to point with your finger because people don't like it. That's why the politicians do this dumb thumb thing. But I'm a pointer. When is Garland going to indict the Orange Bowl? I don't think he's going to get indicted. I don't. He might. I take that back. I don't think he's going to go to jail. He might actually get indicted on something. Maybe not by Garland. I mean, James has already got him. I think that's where it's going to come from. We'll take a peek at Trump. He said he was going to run. Let's take a peek and see what's going on there. And don't forget Sex and the Tarot class with all my sex tips. And y'all, it is not for the faint of heart. So be ready to talk sexy. Comes out tomorrow, 7 p.m. PST. You can get it on Vimeo. The links will be up everywhere. You can buy the classes individually or you can buy them all at once. It's going to not only improve your sex life, but it's a great way. If you're a reader, it's a great way to read for your clients. And it's funny because I offer sex readings. I've offered them before. And a few people take me up on it, but a lot of people, I don't know if they just don't want it, if they're too shy. I'm wondering if there's a way to set up like an anonymous, so maybe shy people can ask their questions, but not have to tell me who they are. Anyway, Trump is Page of Wands. Oh, he wants the spotlight. Trump wants the spotlight badly. Ooh, interesting. So I don't know where this eclipse hit his ass, but there's a shift in direction coming for Trump. So what he thought he was going to do, if it was run for president or what have you, whatever it was, he's not going to do it. What he thought he was going to do, he's not going to fucking do. He's going to do something else. And I'll tell you this, he has a victory and then he has a defeat. There's a victory coming for Trump and then there is a defeat. And you're about to see some real fucked up shit go down in Ukraine. I don't know what it is, but Russia's about to do some super fucked up shit. Something very gnarly. No, I don't think it's nuclear warfare. I don't think it's that fucked up, but it's some really gnarly stuff is coming in. Some really gnarly stuff. So before I go, because I have to go, because I have an appointment, so I can't stick around too long. Let's just see if there's anything we need to know in general. Worldwide status, practical information. Don't forget, that eclipse, that energy is still around. So be careful. Watch yourself. Well, they've been saying in the media that there was apparently intel that there was going to be a dirty bomb in Ukraine. I don't know if that's the case, but I know something fucked up is coming. Yeah, the eclipse. It was a bad eclipse. So let's see if there's anything we need to know. And by the way, Aliza and I are definitely open. We haven't scheduled any, but we are open to doing more joint readings, a couple more in December. So if you missed this round, you want to get a joint reading. Listen, it's 2 psychics for the price of 2 psychics. So we ain't cheap, but we are worth it. Email me at kirstenlangstonauthor@gmail.com if you're interested and you want to book. Liz and I were talking about this. The experience of having 2 really good on-point psychics at the same time, it's beyond valuable. It's beyond valuable. Plus, she's an astrologer. So you're getting your astrology and then you're getting the benefit of 2 psychics, an hour with 2 psychics. And I know some people have gotten really bitchy with me about the price. Listen, we're worth it. We're fucking worth it. Period. Not going to apologize for my worth. Certainly not going to apologize for Elisa's worth. So if you are angry auntie, bubbling up a little bit. So anyway, if you're interested, that is available. So hit me up, shoot me an email. We were open to doing a few spots in December. You know, get you ready for 23. If you like, we're nailing these readings. They're beautiful readings too. They've been really good. So, okay, what do we need to know right now? Listen, we're in a fucked up period of time. This is the eclipse right here. Eclipse, hello, eclipse, hello, eclipse, hello, and we are sitting in it. We are sitting in it. So please be aware. The energy out there. This is the energy. Hello, I'm the energy. And then this is us. And it's like, holy shit. Holy shit. Like we are the PTSD card. Listen, it all is going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Overhanging the reading is the sun. But I want you guys to be really, really aware that you're probably a little bit off balance. You are probably just, even if you don't feel it, you're probably kind of a little off. This eclipse energy has affected everybody. So, and it was a gnarly one. It was very, very gnarly. So, just keep that in mind. Low and slow and steady wins the race. That's what you want to do. My friends, I can't stay. Next week, again, I will be off next week because it's my birthday. And members, you're going to be getting, and patrons, you're going to be getting a recorded reading. Yes, Patreon is still up. So if you quit because you were going to go to the website, you didn't go to the website or what have you, Patreon is still there. You're getting all the same stuff the website gets. For those of you that are late, I'm having massive issues with the website works. You guys will have a fine experience on the website. Okay. It works beautifully. It works fine. You guys, it's all on my end. It's all my stuff. And there's a few cosmetic things on your end, but that's about it. But I'm having trouble getting them fixed, and it's just a saga. It is just a saga. So bear with me. But if you're watching this and you were like, yeah, you know, I missed Kirsten's content, or I was going to go to the website and I didn't, or I did, but it wasn't my thing, please consider rejoining Patreon. You're helping out a small business. Like, I'm like losing my train of thought. You're helping out a female-owned small business, and you're supporting the King and I. It's my favorite new phrase, the King and I. So just so you guys know, that's available to you. I love you. I adore you. I will be back with Sex and the Tarot live stream. We will be back live for members with the Lives of the Saints Drunk Tarot. It's going to be a thing. Padre Pio has inspired me. So I will see you guys very, very soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you. I adore you. I am your biggest motherfucking cheerleader. And I hope you are doing really well. And if you're not, don't worry, because you will be.